Uh, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allah in the Holy Quran tells us that in all religions before Islam there is a form of fasting. But this fasting that had been made as a fard, a rule in Islam, it is rather demanding, because the person from dawn to sunset, he does not eat, he does not drink, no sex. And this is the time in which to contemplate about when one is hungry and thirsty, to think about the poor people who do not have the money to buy food. It is a time in which the person learns to be patient. And I think this patience is the most important attribute which differentiates a nation of people who would like to improve and elevate their life, and those who just want to satisfy whatever need they feel immediately at the same time. It is a time in which, in psychology, we say delay of gratification is a sign of maturity. It is a sign of psychological balance. It is a sign of a person who is able to care his immediate need for a higher need thereafter. Now, if you bring to a child and you ask, shall I give you $1 now? Or if you wait until tomorrow or after, I will give you $5. He will say, give me $1 now. Now this is what happens to those people who just want to satisfy their immediate need, immediately. Now God here is training us. Keep hungry, keep thirsty, and keep your tongue, because many people think that fasting is only to stop food and drink. And many Muslims are like this. They continue to gossip, they continue to steal. If they are merchants, they continue to do all the things that have been prohibited by Islam. But he thinks that he's doing well. No, he's not. It is important that, as one great Muslim scholar by the name of Al-Ghazali said, in fasting there are 3 levels. The first level is for Muslims who only stop eating and drinking, but they continue doing the usual things they do before that. They gossip, they don't stop their tongue, they don't stop from doing the things they used to do. This is number 1, the lowest kind of fasting. The second level of fasting is the fasting of the special people. The fasting of the special people is that they stop eating and drinking and sex, and also they stop their tongue. They stop their hands from doing things that are wrong. They stop their eyes from looking at beautiful women in the street, going this way and that way. So this is a higher level. Then he says there is a third higher level. This is the level of the specialists, the special people among the special people. And this level, when a person fasts, he don't only watch his stomach from eating, he watches his from mouth from drinking, he stops sex. This is only for the lay people. But the higher level is not only that of stopping your tongue from saying things, stopping your, as a merchant, from stealing. No. But there is a higher level. You can stop all this. But the higher level, the highest, is to stop your inner thinking. If a thought comes to you about somebody and you begin internally within yourself, you begin to gossip. No, you don't say that. For example, you see somebody and this fellow is just a thief, he's dishonest, he's so and so. Then you begin to ask, is this really true? You begin to punish yourself psychologically for things that you have been thinking. And he says this is the highest level. Even when a thought comes into your mind and you are fasting. There is a beautiful woman going in the street, then a sexual thought comes into you, then you punish yourself for this thought. I shouldn't have thought this way, this is not the right thing. This is the highest level of fasting. Unfortunately, all of us in the Islamic world cannot go beyond the first level of stopping eating and drinking. But other than that, we continue leading the same kind of life. Prayer is to complete this. Islam, 5 daily prayers. Why? Because it is not for you just to go once a week to go to make prayers in a temple or a church or somewhere, and then you go and forget throughout the rest of the week. No. You are reminded 5 times a day. But you are to work. You do your work, but now you stop to do Zuhr prayer. Then you contemplate, you concentrate in the creation of God. You concentrate on yourself and your action. But many of us, when we say Allahu Akbar, we begin to think about what we have been doing and what we are going to do after prayer. Now this is not the kind of prayer which will elevate the person. It is good that you are praying. It is good that you stop your work and stand and bow and make prostration. But this is not the kind of prayer that is. They say in one case there was a man who just goes to contemplate. He contemplates and stands in prayer in the dark mosque. The mosque is dark, but he's standing there praying all night. Then one man, he brought his own little girl to the mosque. Then she said to him, Daddy, you know there was a pillar in that mosque over there. Now I don't see it. He said, my dear daughter, this is not a pillar. This is the Sheikh so and so. He used to stand there praying all night. But now he died. That is why you don't see it. One of them, he was looking at the moon and contemplating until he could not tolerate it. He fell down. And he fell into his neighbor's house. And his neighbor's house thought it is a thief. He came. He said, Wallah, I was looking at the moon and I was thinking about how it is created, how it moves around this. And then I lost balance. This is the way the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says something about his own contemplation. He says, I swear by God, if you know what I know, you will never enjoy eating or drinking or sleeping with your wives. And you would have run to Allah outside in the streets shouting to Allah. He could see beyond what is happening beyond. And in the Quran we could see. For example, we can see in the story of the Prophet Joseph. He was Yaqub, his father, Jacob. When his son had already become the minister, we can call it in modern terms, the minister of finance of Egypt in Cairo, And he was in very far away, almost 1,000 kilometers away. And then he was weeping because of his lost Yusuf. Then he said, today I have a feeling about the spirit of Joseph is coming to me. When did he say so? He said that when the camels started moving from Cairo. Just to start, not Cairo at the time, the capital of Egypt. When the camels took their grain and moved after his own brothers knew that Yusuf is alive and he's the minister of finance, then when the camels started moving, Jacob, very far away, thousands of kilometers away, he said, now I feel as if Joseph is coming to me. His wife and others said, oh, you are still in your old gibberish talk about Yusuf. Yusuf is dead. Yusuf is finished. Then they came over and told him, we are coming, Joseph is alive. And he was blinded from sadness. They threw the shirt of Yusuf over his face and his eyesight came back to him. Now all of that will make us try to contemplate. This is a child thrown in the well, sold as a slave to the ruler, one of the main ruler in the capital of Egypt. And then he goes to be put in prison, and at last he becomes the minister of finance. Now this to us comes from the value of good worship, of contemplation. Joseph is a prophet, but people who accept the path of all the prophets of God, Joseph, Jesus, Muhammad, all these, once you go into this line, then in fact you have chosen for yourself a road of contemplation, a road that leads to God. And any feelings of pain or difficulties that happen in the way, it should be so small in comparison to the inner feeling that you will get about the love of God. Thank you.